here we go. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. It's the Woolpatch Show. My name is Stuart, coming live to you from Woolpatch Towers. And in the chat, we have, yes, producer Fizz, who is controlling it all through the wonders of technology into my ear and dropping links and everything in the chat, keeping you all organised. If you're watching live and you're in the comments, we love to hear from you. I know you all chat along as you go along. At certain points in the show, I can stop and go like this. And evening all, Margaret, Dominican chicken coming along nicely. That's great. So we do like to have some engagement with our community live, because ultimately that is the best bit about being live, isn't it? Having that immediate chat to your community, and you come back each month. So how much has happened in the last month? It's been amazing. Since I last saw you, I have been to Germany, to Europe's biggest yarn and fabric trade show. I've been up north to Warrington to see lovely John Scott and to film there. So I'll talk to you briefly about that. And we've had a members show too. And you can see some of the members there in the chat with the W's. And I spy many yellow W's too, which means they've knocked up a year's subscription. If you're a shop supporter, we thank you even more for helping the shop, because after all, that's what this show's all about. It's to show you what's going on at my bricks and mortar shop. If you don't know, I have a bricks and mortar shop called the Woolpatch in Long Melford, Suffolk, full of yarn. It used to be yarn and fabric, but we've diversified now into nothing but yarn. And the show here helps to show off what we're doing at the shop, but also to talk about the whole yarn, knitting, crochet community. And we do it over an hour, so I can hear the schedule is printed off. Fizz is there telling me to make a move, so let's look at what's coming up in today's show. As always, you know the quarter past point. So yes, 8:15, a little bit of fun with Guest of the Year. 8:30, the gallery, which is always in. Every month we show off what you're making. And boy, you've come up again. You're still smashing out these makes. Lots of socks this time too. First of all, with a quick show starter. You can see it over my shoulder there. I'm not going to give it all away, because actually that's probably going to come up in our next month on May. Then we have 8:20. I'm going to give you all the gossip of the trade show, H&H. We're going to look at the yarns. We're going to look at the trends and everything. And we did that 2 weeks ago on the members show, but I've packaged up into a little quick package, because we were talking for about an hour on that show, but we've got our little 10-minute slot. And then, yes, there is. Is he in, actually? Is he in the chat? I think I did see. There he is. We will be linking live. Pray to the internet gods that it all goes well with James, Kiwi James, as I now call him. He's in his brand new bricks and mortar shop in New Zealand. So he is going to be dialing in on this very show after the gallery. Until then, James, sit and relax and enjoy what we've coming up first. Lovely to see so many in the chat, all chatting away, and some new faces too. And I spied some new faces on our sort of impromptu stream that we did last Sunday about the chickens. And actually, Fizz said, right, pin the chickens to the top. Right, I'm just going to do this and press that. There we go. If you want to do chickens, you can click on it now, or wait to the just towards the end of the show, about 8:50, 8:55. I'll just give a little update on the old chickens. So many new faces in the chat too. Nice to see you all. Quick hello, good afternoon from Hot Spring, Arkansas. Oh, we got a little bit of warm weather here today. Did you? Oh, wonderful! Can't wait. Thank you very much. Hello, Dinky Crafts, Jennifer. Good to see you. And oh, look, and some new people there too. What's this? I've noticed Crochet Baby Socks is not as popular as... right. No one. I don't think anyone's asked me that, even in the shop either. Hello, so Natasha. Oh, you're going to pop up in the gallery later. Yes, you need to see So Natasha's zigzag. Looks absolutely brilliant. I think that might be a bot. Fizz. I think this might be the first time. I think that might be the first time you've got to do some work. Well, I don't know, because someone's reaching 1 million. Wonderful. Karen, hello, Karen. Good evening. So you're not. Don't worry. I was looking for Chicken Walter. New Zealand. Oh, it's wonderful. So many lovely people here. Yes, we're bidding the bot. This is the first time, I'm now getting really excited because this is the first time Fizz has actually had to do some really proper moderating work. And there was me engaging in a really good conversation with them about Crochet Baby Socks. How clever is YouTube? Wow. Right. Anyway, let's move on before we talk too much about that. Fingers crossed, we'll soon see. So since the last show, I was privileged to be invited up to Warrington, up in the north near Wigan, and Karen from Wigan was right near you. And actually, I was driving on Winnick Lane, where the Winnick mum lives. It's just a small world. But let me go to this button here, and where if I push it right... There he is, John Scott. I got to know John Scott through lockdown. He was doing shows and I was watching him every morning because there was no routine, was there, for lockdown. And I discovered this man on Sewing Street, and where you a bit like this. It was a selling, well, not really, a bit more selly-telly type like QVC, but for sewing. And I just got addicted to watching him and joining in with the chatter, like what many of you do here with chatting. And oh, Karen, that was you. I thought didn't know your surname, so just twigged. I could have popped in for a brew. I was literally there, but I did wave to you as I drove past, as I saw the sign for Wigan. And I got to know John very well. And as you do over chatter, and you keep coming back, and he's got this show that he does for private subscribers. It's like his own sort of Netflix, if you like, sewing and fabric and making. And many people have been invited to go on, and he invited me to go on. And look, if I do this one as well. Let's get rid of the menu. Posh Studio, not like my little camera. Look at the size of that camera. It was amazing. And this was On Air Studios, which is like the brainchild of this amazing young man called Daniel, who just knows everything about tech. So he's got these studios. He was in this like posh gallery while we were in the studio there, and then Richard was filming. He was taking the picture actually. And look, and there's me in the green room. On Air Media, there we go. I had a fabulous time. I was like a kid because I do this live. I wanted to spend all the time backstage rather than on the show, but I was talking so much then I just never got to do too much backstage, but I had a lovely time talking knitting, and we did 5 shows. So for those people who watch Scott's threads of life, they'll get to see me in 5 shows over the coming months. So that was good fun. But yes, the show starter, can you see it there? I've got a funny story to tell you about this. So this was the starter of our Shawn Mendes crochet. Now, can you remember when I saw it and spotted it on Instagram, and I went, oh my God, I've got to have that. This incredible crochet garment that we saw him in. And of course, I went straight to Colin and said, oh my word, can we make this? And of course, you know what Colin's like, of course we can. So he blew it up huge on his projector that he has at home, and was able to look at the stitch and replicate it. And I think you might be able to see better on the side-on shot. It's what they call the V-stitch of crochet. So 2 trebles, a chain and 2 trebles, and then a column, just 1 treble. And it's that column that just spaces it out a bit. I didn't see that until he was able to blow it up. So I gave him some yarn, and he had 10 of it, and he started making it, and there it is. But we ran out of yarn, so I got him some more yarn, and we tried a different yarn. So this now is a special one-off make, because there wasn't enough yarn to do the sleeves. So he said, "Do you know, I'll just put a zip in it, and then you can have it as a short-sleeved number." So I took a little photo of me in it, because I'm not going to model you it at the moment. I'm not going to do one of our arty videos, because I'm going to save that for the real thing. So here's me, a little picture in look, some nice little short shorts. Look at that. But it's really clever because it's got the zip, and you can actually zip it from the bottom too, upwards. So I can, if my thing allows. Look at that if I wanted to. Or it's marvelous, isn't it? So clever. But do you want a sneak peek of the actual one? So I got 10, I've actually bought him 14 more balls of red in a different cotton, actually a bit more finer cotton. And this is what it is, literally as we speak. So he's finished the main part. He's got enough wool now for the sleeves. He's done the flowers, and he's now putting the flowers on, and then he's just got the green bits to do. I think there's over 20 flowers that he has to embroider and plique on. So what's that we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant, isn't it? It just looks wonderful. Now compare that. So that's the in progress to that. Not bad, is it, at all? So it is absolutely brilliant. So by the time we get to, let's get rid of that. By the time we get to next month's show, it's May. Oh my word. So May the 19th, I think, 4 weeks time, when you hopefully come back, I'll be doing a nice show starter video of the real thing, and that too. So it's gonna be good fun. Can't wait. So there we go. Now, hopefully then we can talk about the yarn and how it's made, and then maybe inspire you. Because as I was saying, the whole point of the Woolpatch Show is to do a nice short, like a magazine show, bang, 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 up to an hour of all the stuff that's going on in the wool world. And it might be stuff that's going on in the shop. It might be new yarn coming in. It might be events that we're doing, like our Olympic chickens. And then to use YouTube as a facility to help the bricks and mortar shop go. Because we know how hard it is for retail. It's a whole new world since the internet has developed and blossomed and bloomed. So retail has to try and find different ways to not only exist, but to grow. And that's how I use YouTube. So every now and again, we might do some selling. And speaking of which, I'm going to trial something towards the end of the show, if I can, is a little ad. Now, ads for YouTube, this is all free. YouTube is all free, isn't it? And ads help to pay the people at YouTube to keep it running, to keep all the systems going and everything. So there is an element of why ads are there, but also for us, we can monetize the channel. So some of that ad revenue can come into the shop. So a couple of months ago, we had enough revenue to pay, I think it was the internet bill, which was like 40 quid a month. That's just a reoccurring bill. So those ads do help, but I'm quite conscious of an ad just randomly appearing during an hour show. There is nothing more frustrating, because I watch live people and an ad comes up, and you miss what the person is talking about. Now, not everyone gets an ad at that time because you might have spent the afternoon on YouTube and you might have seen already lots of ads. So YouTube is very clever where it will show an ad to him because he hasn't seen anything, but won't show it to her because she's seen loads already. So at the end of the show, just before the play out, I've got a little button here where I can manually insert an ad. So some of you may see it whilst the exit music is playing, and some of you may not because you might have seen loads of ads already. But it's just there just to maybe help the show a little bit more and help the shop. So keep an eye out for that for about literally 8:58 if we're on schedule. We could do that now, which we're already about 2 minutes behind anyway. But let's go to... I know this. That's because I'm scooting along as quick as I can. Right, let's go to a new yarn in the shop that I just want to talk to you about. If you haven't come into the shop recently and you are local, then come in and give this a squish. If you like this yarn anyway, because you've used it before, but no one locally has it, then you can come onto my website and purchase it too. It's another 4-ply. 4-ply is so popular at the Woolpatch. Many of our ladies, our knit and natter ladies, use it, and many of our walking customers always ask for 4-ply. So I thought, right, let's get a different 4-ply. I have merino 4-ply. Obviously, we have lots of sock yarn 4-ply, and that can be British wool and nylon, or it can be merino, like the crazy Zauber balls from Shoppel. I thought, let's get a bit of luxury. And boy, this is luxurious. Let me switch to this. There's me Italian chicken. So the red tail is done, the white body, and then the green will be the head. But let me show you this alpaca socks. So it's the same idea of they call it sock yarn, but you could use it for anything really. But it's that idea of a split. This is 70% alpaca and 30% nylon. And it is just unbelievably soft. We used to have ages ago when we stocked drops, we used to have drops alpaca. And it was beautifully soft and incredibly cheap, but not a huge yardage because they were 50-gram balls. Well, these are 100-gram balls, and the yardage is huge because it's for sock knitting too. So you've got 390 meters, and it tells you all on there. So there's your 70 and 30 split, and there's your 100 grams, 390 meters, and then your needles. So 2.5 to 3.5. And this colour, say again, Fish, you like that colour? Yeah, it's a beautiful colour. It's also been treated, so you can put it in the washing machine too. They call it easy wash or super wash, but I would still keep it at a 30 degree or 40 degree. Do you want to look at some other colours? The orange. Now that is showing up really, really hot orange on here. It's more, way more muted. That's looking quite bright. So don't trust that colour too much. But can you see the fluff? It is a very fluffy alpaca. The hairs, I don't know how much it would molt yet. My Friday, was that a bit of, look at that, a bit of real land in there, grass. The Friday morning knit and natter ladies are knitting with it because I ordered loads for them too. They haven't complained about the fibres or coughing or anything, but yes, it is, you can see it side on there, how fluffy that is. But the teals and the peacocks are beautiful. Look at those. Or I would call that one petrol, really. It's wonderful. Really, really nice yarn. And as I say, you could use that for so many things. So this is now going to be my main yarn when I kit up the botanic shawl. which we're a big fan of. It's a big Stephen West one. It's a lovely TV knit because it's 2 rows of stocking stitch, 2 rows of garter stitch, and a slip like every 10. And you would then just need 2 of those as your background yarn, and then pair it with the zauber balls, and it would make a wonderful shawl. So incredibly versatile for shawls, and obviously socks too. But the Friday morning ladies are just using it to knit garments. They're knitting jumpers with it because it will be beautifully light. So there we go. Yeah, what do you think, Fizz? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so Fizz is allowed to make purchases now. I've allowed her. She likes the blue one too. Let's take a look and see what people are... Oh, hey, Tandy. Always good fun, isn't it? Love having you here. Love Lang Wool. I do too. There's something about it. A wonderful Swiss company, small family company, but still, yes, commercial yarn. But there is something about it. I think it's the yardage length as well. Huge balls, rather than buying 50-gram balls and then having to buy 12 or 15 of them for a garment. Hey, Memmy. All right. Evening all. Evening. Christmas socks. Yes. Posh bed socks. Now, keep that thought, RS Productions, because we're going to be revealing some Christmas socks of the West Yorkshire Spinners later. Top secret. Our shop supporters have already seen it, but for you, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. The green is, yes, it is wonderful. Oh yes, the ticker's working now. Oh yes, guess the year's coming up. Right, that's a nice subtle hint, isn't it? And James, you'll have to come in, James, and give it a squish. The blue, yes, and those tealy peacocks are wonderful. Would be great in his. Oh, yes. What, doing 2 rows of alpaca and then 2 rows of a variegated, or just? Now you got me thinking. Oh, right. Well, there we go. Right. Quiz time, everyone. Yes. No, still to come video is after Guess the Year, Fizz. I'll drop it in then. So Guess the Year to come now. You're going to like it. And I think people in the UK and Europe, I think you might get it. America, maybe not so, because you're not as nuts about Eurovision as we are. So yes, I'm going to show you a picture, and it is Eurovision, and you'll know who it is as soon as I show you it. But it's Waterloo. You've got to guess the year of when it appeared in Eurovision. But there's been so much chatter about it. I think you're all going to get the Guess the Year this time. Here we go. Right. Come on, pop them into the chat. You know... Some people were moaning last month, I never get Guess the Year. Well, now's your time. What is the year for ABBA's Waterloo? Right, come on, everyone. James, you're getting ready. See you in a little while after the gallery. 1974. Emmy is going for 1974. I got it right this time. I remembered it. Emmy. Sue, oh, you're saying 1974. Quite a few people are saying 1974. JB, 78. Margaret, 74. Ooh. Are you going to be a Ken Bruce? 1 year out, so Natasha. 75. Dinky Crafts, Jennifer, 74. Jan loves to sew, 74. Hey, Amy, good to see you. 74, Amy says. Jackie knits, 74. I've got a good feeling about this. 10 seconds, everyone. James, 1974. He's about 6 months old. Shh. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Memi says 1976. Lois, 1974. It's a good one, isn't it? It's a good one. The answer to guess the year is... I can hear you all shouting. Yeah, even those who aren't in the live and they're watching from home, over on catch up, you're shouting at me. I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, it is 1974. As James says, 50 years ago on April the 6th, they appeared on the show Eurovision, which is now just developed into an amazing event. It used to be, a bit of, cheese, a bit kitsch, not taken too seriously, but now, boy, do everyone take it seriously. The money that goes into the setup is phenomenal. You can't, if you've never seen it, you've got to watch it. It's in 2 weeks' time this year. If I click on this, it's kind of really special, really, because it's Sweden won it last year with what's her name, with Tattoo, and so it went back to Sweden on the 50th anniversary of Waterloo winning. But yeah, so there we go. It's the 7th, excuse me, the semi-finals now, because it's so big, of whittling down countries. 7th and 9th, which is the Tuesday and the Thursday, and then the grand final on the 11th of May. But go to the website, you can see all 37 songs, the videos. It's huge. Oh yes, that's who won. Loreen, of course it was. Yes, Loreen, that was it. The setup is phenomenal. The cameras, the lighting, the special effects. Oh, this is getting coarse because my wire's not allowed. The special effects, the explosions, the fire, the things that they have, the LED screens. It's a master in how to do shows, for sure. So get to have a look at that. Right, coming up, we've got the gallery and then New Zealand James. Here we go. Just take a look at this, and then after this comes back, we're going to go into H&H. So off I went to Cologne for H&H, the Europe's biggest yarn and fabric trade show. I went last year for the first time as a bricks and mortar shop owner, and oh my word, just for those in the UK, think of the NEC, very famous exhibition centre, and then put 3 floors of that. That was H&H. Everyone is there. So everyone in the yarn world, all the yarn companies, the massive yarn companies, to then small independent ones, and the same with fabric. So you have all the fabric companies there, the big sewing machines, Juki, Baby Lock, Benina, Janot, all of them. It's phenomenal. And I got to have another look round. So I thought I would show you what I saw and then take a look at the trends that you're going to see coming up for autumn and winter 2024. So take a short look at this. cool was that? So many things. At times it's overwhelming, but I was there for all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and then to play round Cologne on the Monday. So those 2 days you need that. You need almost like to do floor 1 Saturday morning, have lunch, floor 2 Saturday afternoon, and take your time with it. And then Sunday almost going back over it all, which is what I did. But anyway, to report back to you, as you could see there, what were the main trends that were coming out? It was the colours. Without a doubt, it was those colours. Olive green being one of them. And those purples, different sort of variation of purples. Didn't see so much of the copper and the red, but you will see it when on certain yarn companies on their shelves, you'll see it still in that order. But the pop of lime, so neon is pretty much gone, and then it's down to the olives. And look at that. This was on Lang's stall, this one, and I know many of you talked about that. Emmy, you said you like Lang. Look at those patterns. Absolutely adore those. I actually quite like the one on the bottom there, on the far one, with that lovely, again, it looks like a mixture of broken rib or something on the front. And then that middle one too. But look at those olive greens, that khaki, camo-y. And then, yes, the purples with the odd pop of lime. And as I say, those purples are shifting, aren't they? Would you say that's mauve? Mauve or... Yeah, Fizz says lavender, yeah. But that little pop of lime still. So not technically neon, but just to give it that boost and that welly. But yes, neon has been there, done that. So that was 1.5 years of that on our shelves, where all the companies were bringing out neon yarns. So I'll slowly whittle through those and then not renew those colours. But khaki green for sure. And a couple of people, when I put it on my Instagram feed, was saying that they've seen a lot of green, and that the green is the new black, apparently. It was from one person. But these are the two that I really want to get you excited about. Hide. Where's that button? There. That was your sneak peek at the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas yarn. Pop in the chat if you're watching live. Pop in the chat if you love the Christmas edition of the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas yarn. Go me. Type me. Me if you're a big fan of the Christmas sock yarn edition. If you're at home watching on catch up, just shout it out to me. Are you a big fan? Because over the last 6 years, every sort of August, September time, the West Yorkshire Spinners release a special signature 4-ply edition, but Christmas themed. And it goes down so well because it's just easy to do, I presume, from a production point of view, just to do a small batch for so many months and then boom, gone, without having to keep extending a yarn range. Because you know what it's like. Sometimes when you extend yarn ranges too much, the audience become overwhelmed. Whereas for this, people are already getting excited about the Christmas one. Well, I'll show it to you again because technically we're not allowed to. Even though thousands of people were seeing it at H&H Cologne, I think they kind of forgot. But I said to them, I'll just do some little sneak peeks, even though probably half of Europe have seen it already. Here we go. Look, and there's the olive green again. The olive green, pop of the mustard and orange. But the one to really get excited about is this. Oh, look at this. Look, oh yes, me, Sue, you're a big fan of the West Yorkshire Spinners. Dinky Jenny, yes. Oh, James, Emmy. Oh, wonderful to see. Rob, great. Emmy, me, Lois. And see, this is wonderful. British yarn is best. It is. They kind of nailed it, haven't they? Really, they are quite unique from that point of view. Karen, got to have some Christmas sock. Yes, I say yes from you. Brilliant. Right. So that will come out probably around late August, September. It's coming to the shop. But this is the one to get really excited about. and I'm not showing you the pictures of the yarn. I'm just going to show you the artist sort of work of it. It's called Fable. It's a brand new brushed Aran from the West Yorkshire Spinners. And yes, you've read that right. It's a unique and luxurious blend of wool, alpaca, and British mohair. You can't ask the West Yorkshire Spinners, any more of them, to be as current than this. Because as we know, mohair is still everywhere. And yes, I saw it still everywhere at Cologne. So it's not going anywhere. Whether you hold it on its own or whether you strand it with something else, it's there. And West Yorkshire Spinners have made their own one. So this is current, contemporary, which is great. Don't often see that from them. They do try to bring out nice yarns that we love, but this is on point completely. British alpaca and British mohair. We do apparently have some goat British mohair here, which is wonderful. I've seen the yarn. It looks glorious. A very small colour shade, but if you love British yarn and you love mohair, I think you are going to love investing into that. Really, really. So I'm going to get that in when that comes out, August, September. So if you can purchase through me as a bricks and mortar shop, you know how much that will help the shop. I'll have it in, I'll have it on the camera, so we can do you a whole thing like this, and we can show it off. And if we're really clever, which me and Fizz are getting that way, we might even be able to do some perks and some treats for you all too. Isn't that good? Right, only 7 minutes over schedule, okay? So we're going to go into the gallery now. So we're going to just slow the pace down whilst you're sitting down and perhaps stop doing your chicken knitting and look and admire everyone's work. I'm going to see James dialing in, and we're going to get that sorted out. And hopefully after the gallery, we're going to come back and see James in New Zealand. How cool would that be if it works? So enjoy the next 2 or 3 minutes of some stunning makes. And look out for the socks. Look out for Rob's socks too. There's a mean calf there as well. How amazing was that? Oh, I'm on mute. No, I'm not. I'm there. Unmuted. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's never come up before. Amazing. All those socks. And so, Natasha, zigzag. You did it. Are you proud of that, Natasha? That is an amazing make. You should be really, really chuffed with that, because I know from many people who have knitted it at the shop how frustrating they find that pattern. But once you conquer it, it does come out really well. Oh, coming next, we've got the gallery fizz. We've just had the gallery. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. It updates, doesn't it? Yes. Right. Yes, there we go. I'm going to stop talking because we need to go straight into seeing James in his new shop. Here we go. And by the power of the internet gods, we've got you, James. Good morning from the UK.
Well, good morning from New Zealand to evening in the UK.
Absolutely. It's nice and early for you. Look at that, bright and sunny, yeah?
No, covered in fog and a slight drizzle. English summer weather.
So viewers, this is the first time you're going to be able to put a name to a face, because you've seen him in the chat. What are you in the chat? Are you Kiwi James in the chat, or are you I can't remember what you are now. I'm just scrolling. Oh no, you're James Herbison in the chat.
I think it's
yes,
Kiwi James.
Yeah. James Herbison, Kiwi James in the flesh, everyone. And I thought we would get James on because, as I've said several times, he's going into the bricks and mortar business and has got a yarn shop. So, James, tell us what position are you in, literally, as we speak now, with regard to the shop?
Well, I'm getting a handyman in this week to do the rest of the fit out that I can't do. But I've painted the whole interior. The external signage has gone up. I've got window decals on, and it's looking a lot like a yarn store without the yarn.
Oh, wow. So you're nearly there then. You just need the yarn, which you're doing as well, though, yeah?
This is the concept of the store. It's predominantly the yarn that I dye myself.
Oh, wow. Right. Well, let's not waste any time. Come on, then. Let's show us. Can you show us around?
Well, it's a cute little country town. It's a neighbouring town to where I live, so I'll just turn around now and let you see.
Oh, look. Oh, look, because it's foggy. The lights are showing up still. Oh, James. Oh, well, there you are,
yes,
world.
Fairy lights outside, which is quite appropriate for a fairy running a store. And when we walk around the side, there's another signage on our northern boundary.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's like one of those things. Can we stand in front of it and have our...
That's the cunning plan, if I get it right.
You can...
So when people come to the store... When people come to the store, they can do a selfie by the sign or something that they've knitted or made or just anything they want to do, or just to say they've been to Greytown.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, look at that. Now we can see you in full close-up mode. Oh, look. Oh.
Oops. Sorry, not very good at angling that, am I?
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry. Oh, that looks so good.
That was better from the inside, so we just go in the door.
Oh, look at that.
So if I go this way, can you see the window better from here?
Yes, absolutely. Or let me go to the big shot. Oh, brilliant. And look at that, the stocking stitch all around the edge. And that's in your that's in the colours of your logo as well. So what's that? That's pink, white and blue?
Pink, white and blue. And if I bring this up...
Yeah.
Whoops.
I'll go the other way. Keep going. Keep going. Ah, look. Oh, I love it,
So
James.
in it, I've got the pride colours in the ball of yarn because life should be colourful.
Yeah,
And then I've also got just the trans colours
yeah.
on our main window decals, just to subtly put it out there for people. And of course, it's kind of hidden in disguise because pink, white, and blue are the colours people use for baby knitting normally.
Absolutely, I get that all the time. They come in and they go, "Can I have some baby yarn?" And it's for a girl. Can I have some pink? And they are, yes, you do still get that. And there are some people that will ask for something different, but yes, you do get those stereotypes, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, it's about having choice. And
Absolutely.
the yarn store, the yarn store I'm saying is going to be different from most traditional yarn stores because my whole premise is why should it be stocking what everybody else stocks? It needs to be different. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm dyeing my own yarns as the primary yarn for it, and then just other bits and pieces that go around it. And apart from just being a yarn store, it's going to be the hub for what I'm calling yarn experiences.
Oh my lord, tell me more. I think I could nick some ideas here.
Well, with yarn experiences, well, in New Zealand, we don't seem to have the broad range of yarn events that you see overseas. So I want to start up small by doing classes, obviously, in the store for skills that I have. And from there, we're going to branch out to weekend retreats. And sort of like also want to do sort of like a big, huge full weekend retreat, kind of like Shetland Wool Week, but called Whited Upper Wool Week, because that's what our region here is called. And so I want to do it on the sample. There are lots of wonderful yarny things in this area that I live, and they're kind of overlooked because we're kind of an hour's drive from our capital city, so therefore people are more enamoured with the
Yeah.
capital city as opposed to the rural heartland. So there are lots of amazing things you can do here. We've got a museum here all about shearing
Oh
and the history of wool in
wow.
New Zealand, which is quite overlooked. It's called Shear Discovery because the annual shearing competitions are held in Masterton, which is the neighbouring town to the north. So it's just finding lots of little things around it. We've even got a version of Stonehenge, totally made from concrete, but
Uh,
done all the calculations and measurements so it's similar to Stonehenge, and we do all the night sky because we're beautiful clear skies here at night normally, so therefore we've got
oh
the deep dark sky area type thing.
yeah, yeah. So
But anyway, yeah, so the yarn store, and we'll just build from there.
yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
also hoping to eventually get to the point where I do yarn tours here for people coming from overseas, and then I'll start doing yarn tours for New Zealanders going overseas, where we'll go to certain quite amazing locations overseas for yarn events and tours.
Oh wow. Well, let's come back then to the shop itself. That blue wall there. What's going on that wall there? Is that like a feature wall?
That's kind of like when you first walk in the store. So I'll have a big signage up there, and then that's where I'm going to hang most of my yarns.
Oh,
Well, the ones
nice.
that I dye, just the main
Yeah.
range. So also too, trying to keep with New Zealand, obviously our most popular yarn here is merino. So two of my core bases will be merino. But
Oh,
we've got
okay.
other unique sorts of mixes here as well. I mean, you were talking about sock yarn before.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just show you these ones here. Can you see these? Whoops.
Keep going. I
No.
could only see the floor. Oh, excuse me. Yes, keep going.
This is shocking.
It's hard. It's hard. Now you know how I get confused with my camera. That's better.
This is a no nylon sock yarn, so it's a mixture of Lincoln wool and merino. So it gives you the
Oh,
toughness without
lovely.
actually needing to have nylon in it. So that's just a unique one from New Zealand that I've been dyeing up.
Oh,
And
wow.
we also have another amazing one. I don't know if you can see that one.
Oh, look at
That's a
that.
slightly, it's
Oh, we've
still
got to go the
four
other way.
ply,
That's it.
but
Go that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
a yarn breed called Arapawa. Have you heard of that?
I have never heard of that. No, Arapara.
No. Arapawa.
Oh,
It's
Arapawa.
unique. Yeah, sheep were let loose on some of our islands off the shore so that if ever sailors ran aground, there would be a food supply for them. And over the years on this island, the sheep have kind of like developed further and further, and it's a different type of yarn fleece altogether. So it's got a beautiful grey, almost like Gotland effect through to it. And that's mixed in with merino as well. So that's just, I love a light, airy yarn. So it's lovely and light, but it blooms. So it's a little bit thicker. So, and it's not quite like a DK weight, but between a 4-ply and a DK. Sport
Oh,
weight, I suppose. But yeah.
Well, Fizz is on it and she's found a link already so people can go see. You know what she's like. She's always at the cutting edge. Oh, wow. So, all right, keep going through. Let's keep showing us more of your shop then.
So my shop's a little bit like your one in terms of when you come in on one level and then you go up a step at another point in it.
Yeah.
So when I first got here, it was a disgusting astroturf that was rotting and was mouldy and all sorts of horrible things. So I replaced that with new carpet. But when you first walk in, they'll be dedicated to all the yarns that I dye. Then we come along and we get to a nice subtle shade on the walls. Well, it does look subtle.
It does.
It's really pink.
It's a nice pink. It's a gentle pink.
I think because the lights are on, it's actually quite a bright pink. And in this area here, you'll have the shop counter and you'll have other bits and pieces for sale. Because also, too, instead of just being an exclusive yarn store, it's going to be a bit of a branding exercise as well. So there'll be product with the Joy of Yarn logo and brand on. So that'll be fun. I'm having like calico bags made up and tea towels and things like that. So it's just... Because for me, when I go to different yarn stores, I always want to buy something, but sometimes the yarn might not be what I'm wanting at the time, so I just buy something else anyway. So there's accessories like point protectors and the different sorts of things that go around with knitting, and the new yarn spinners where you're holding the yarn on that spinner as you're knitting, all those sorts of things. So we'll have all those sorts of things. And so that's what this area will be. And I've got a back room as well for storage and doing all the accounts and stuff. But I've got a feeling I might be able to actually use that as retail space as well.
Oh, cool.
Because I will be stocking Ashford products as well. Ashford are famous for their spinning wheels, but that's just one small part of what they do. And so I might make that a sort of like an exploration centre for Ashford products. People can go in and have a go at doing the spinning or the weaving or all those sorts of things.
Are they near? Now, I don't know where Ashford are based, though, in New Zealand. Are they close?
They're in the South Island. I'm in the North Island, and they're in a town called Ashburton. How about that? Ashford's at Ashburton.
Wow.
And so that's less than an hour's drive from Christchurch, which is the largest city in the South Island.
But it's a nice idea to add to your list, though, isn't it? For sure, of things that you could do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because also too, I'm launching the store with no expectations, so I will follow the sales, if you know what I mean. What becomes popular, I reinforce, and what isn't popular, you ditch and look for something new. So
one of the first things I learned from Lord Sugar, that's what he says, you buy what sells, you buy more of it and sell more of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, except I'm not really going down the route of commercial yarns, hopefully.
No, I can understand that. Yeah. We've had this discussion before. On what your ethos is and what works as well, and what, let's put it bluntly, what pays the bills too. It's all those things added up. But as I say, if people are coming to you for exclusive stuff, for special stuff that they can't get anywhere else, and there's something like me with the lavender and blue. That is the story, and that's what customers, I think, really love, isn't it?
Yeah, and going back to the yarn experiences too, the great thing is that the shop has a courtyard out the front, of which 3 other tenants have access to. So when I'm open on Sundays, once a month, I'll do I used to do an event called Sunday Knit Tea, where we drink tea and knit. We can do that in the courtyard out the front of the shop. And if the weather turns bad, we'll just come into the shop, obviously. Yeah. But I can do knitting classes, and people have knit nights here if they want to. So it's about creating a community that goes with the store as well. Absolutely. It's not just about being a purely retail enterprise. Although you've got to pay the bills, but you can't be too, you can't be blunt about it either. It's about enjoying yourself. And if I'm not enjoying running the store, customers won't enjoy coming in either.
Indeed, yeah. But you're right about that. And I've said it even at the beginning of the show, that word community. And you build your community however you do. And that's the community then just grows with you and builds and builds and builds, doesn't it? So, take us back outside then. I want to go out can we go to that little patio area or your seating area? Is it there still?
It hasn't gone anywhere.
Oh, look. Oh.
Welcome back to the trucks. It's on a main road.
Yeah. Oh, look, yes. Wonderful. And you've got a little courtyard you share it with other people, yeah?
That's the trucks.
Hey.
It's a courtyard, and so you've got me, and then you've got an upscale second-hand clothing store called Kelly Clothing,
Yeah.
which do beautiful clothes. And then a big temptation is the French Baker Cafe next door.
Ooh. Oh, you're going to be popping in there at lunchtime, aren't you?
I'm going to treat it like when I was at school. So it's going to be bought lunch on Friday,
Oh,
but
yes.
rest of the days bring my lunch in from home.
Yeah.
Or else I'll put on 20 pounds in no time.
Oh, James, I'm so excited. The audience is so excited. I've had just a quick couple of questions before we move on, because I know we're already behind time. Sue says, James, have you have heard about possum in yarn recently? Any info, James?
Possum is an introduced species to New Zealand, and it's a cousin to the American opossum. It's a pest here. It destroys our native birds. It climbs the trees. It kills them. It's actually a pest.
Oh.
I've made a decision not to stock possum yarn, controversially, because the way you harvest the fibre, the animal has to be dead in the first place. So it's not something that you keep harvesting from the animal. The animal is dead, and then the fibre is taken off it. So for that reason, I've decided it's a beautiful fibre, and it's a hollow fibre. And because it's hollow, it really keeps the heat inside. So for a lightweight luxury garment, a lot of possum has been used for that. And they're beautiful. I've used it in the past. Just in the past year or so, I've decided that for me, I'm going to move away from it. But I mean, it's just a personal choice thing. It's a way of making use out of something that's not good in the country.
Jam says, Arapawa is lovely and soft, hard to spin, but lovely colours.
Yes, because you get that kind of spread of colour through it, like you do with like natural fleeces. So it's not that the white we're used to with things like merino. You've got that lovely grey coming through that we're used to with Gotland. And almost, I mean, sometimes when you're looking at the spun fibre, it's almost like a tiger stripe that comes through it sometimes.
Oh.
And grey and white, yeah.
So you must be up to your eyeballs at the moment because you're doing shop stuff with buildings and workers in doing stuff, and you've got to find the time to dye as well.
Yes. It's been a little bit stressful, but I'm getting there. But also, too, I've just decided that you can only do what you can do.
Yeah.
So I'll be opening with what I've got, and I'll still be dyeing, in the evenings. I had this grand plan I could dye while at work, but I can't really. So I'll just keep the dyeing at home.
Yeah.
And then I'll just deal with what I've got, and that's where it will go. The funny thing is, when I took over the lease for the store, the landlord wanted to start from the 1st of April, but I said to her, there's no way I'm taking over a lease on April Fool's Day. So
okay, yes.
So I took over on the 2nd of April, but I've decided that my normal trading hours will be, Wednesday to Saturday with the occasional Sunday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be opening Wednesday of next week, which is May the 1st. So I may have taken over the lease just after April Fool's Day, but I'm actually opening to the public on May Day.
May Day. Come on, customers, come on. Oh, exciting.
So come to Joy of Yarn for your yarn emergencies.
Now, I know you've got a website. Fizz has dropped it into the chat. I know it's only a holding page so far, isn't it? But obviously over time, when you find time, that will grow and develop, won't it?
It will indeed. So I'm tentatively hoping that the website, in terms of web store, will go live a week after I open the shop. And it'll have, the yarns that are both online and in the store. And the website will also have the option for all the yarn events that are coming up that I'll be associated with. You can get tickets through that website as well, and all sorts of other things around it. There'll be a blog attached to it. I'll pull my finger out and start doing my video podcast again.
Brilliant.
To keep it all going through. Yeah,
we miss
just
them.
finding enough.
We do miss them. I went on to just look at your YouTube, and I couldn't believe your last one that you did was about, I know you've been travelling lots, but it felt like only a couple of months ago, but I think it was about 9 months ago. And I went, it can't be that long ago, can it? How long were you travelling for?
I was away for just over 2 months last year, I think.
Oh, it was wonderful. And it was lovely that you took the time to come to the Woolpatch and we got a chance to hang out too. Oh, James is wonderful. Before we finish, one last question. Jam says, James, are you going to try natural dyeing at all?
Possibly in the future, but at the moment I'm doing the acid release dyes because I seem to get a more consistent result from them. When I have tried natural dyes in the past, just everything was turning out yellow.
Well, we're just excited. And that's why I wanted to do this chat with you, because we're in a similar position. Hopefully, maybe in a couple of months' time, we'll just come back in and check in so we can see how the shop has developed, see your yarns and see the shop in real life. If we can reappear with you, if you have us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you, James. Absolutely brilliant. Well, there you go, everyone. There he is, Kiwi James. We'll be watching out for you. You can follow him on social media. I think all the links are in the chat. I'll put them down below here in the comments and the description box afterwards, so you can find him. Go on Instagram, give him a follow on his personal account, but also the joy.of.yarn, I think it is, isn't it, on Instagram? We can find you. And of course, you can always see James every month here in the chat live as he watches us too. James, we got you up early, I know, but it's Monday morning there, so you're at work technically, aren't you?
I should be at work, yes.
We will allow you to get back to work, and if we see you in the chat, we can carry on in the chat. But you're getting some lovely comments. Sue says, wishing Joy of Yarn every success and hope it brings you joy too, James. Isn't that lovely? So Natasha says, good luck, James. Karen from Wigan, wishing you lots of luck, James. Hope it's very successful for you. It's going to be great, and it's going to be great talking business together. You are a genius of the ideas you've got. I've learned so much already. So thank you very much for your time, James. I'll let you go. See you later, and I'll catch up with you in the chat later, James. Cheers, James. Bye-bye. Bye. Well, how nice was that? And I haven't heard from Fizz for 15 minutes, so I think she's might have fallen over. Are you still there, Fizz? She might have fainted because the schedule has gone. I knew I'd chat for James. She's patiently waiting. I thought we might chat with James for about 20 minutes, but clearly it went a bit on too long and I was chatting elsewhere too long too. If you can put up with maybe 15 minutes over, we'll aim for finishing for 9:15. But wasn't that lovely? There we go. Kiwi James Herbison, Joy of Yarn. When he came over and he took time to come to the shop and we hung out, we were talking business and I learned so much. He's just got this business brain that just supersedes mine by miles. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But wouldn't it be nice if he could do a knitting experience, if he said he wants to do them abroad or come to here or we go to there? Oh, wow. Wonderful. So we'll follow his journey here on the Woolpatch and we'll share his story and how he's getting on. Give him a couple of months and then we'll go back and see what the shop's like. Right. Are you ready to see the top 10 patterns of Ravelry? Shall we have a look, Fizz? Shall we have a see what everyone is looking at? We'll go to Crochet first. Get my buttons right. Top 10, week 17. What is everyone looking at on Ravelry, on Crochet right now? Do you like anything there? Oh, I've never tried swivel cables. Where's that popped up from? I think that was I think that was last month, Dinky. Do you see anything nice there? As if I can hear your reply. Did you see anything nice there, Fizz? As she was firing in the links, Sue says lots of mosaic crochet. Yeah, it really is on point at the moment. Weren't you saying last time you were here at Knitter Natter, what you saying you might start one? I'm sure you had your eye on one, didn't you, mosaic? It is very much in at the moment. All the links to the top 10 are in the chat. After the show, I will then release those 2 videos so you can watch them again and have a look. And then if there's anything you like there, you just click on the link in the description below. Now, the knitting one. Let me give you a bit of a heads up if I go to my schedule, because I wrote it on the schedule. I was organised. Absolutely. We have got many from the same designer in the top 10. So I thought, oh, why is everyone looking at Natasha Hornby? It must mean something's going on. And yes, she's got a 50% off birthday treat for today only. In fact, it runs out tonight at midnight. But it's Amsterdam, so they're ahead of us. So you've only got a couple of hours left. But go and have a look. So you'll see many of her patterns in the top 10. So clearly everyone is going. And which one was free, Fizz? Number 7. Okay, right, we're going to keep our eyes out for number 7 because apparently that's free too, as well as the others having 50% off. So here we go. Here are the knitting charts. Ooh, it's a Lisa Much one, the one that's free. We've talked about her many times. Fizz has done the Blood Moon, isn't it? Yeah. I think, yeah, well, we've liked her from seeing her on the charts. Maybe we need to get her on the Christmas show. Or actually, Fizz, why don't we try and do one like mid-year? What mid-year is 52 weeks in half? What's the mid? Is that 26, week 26? Yeah, be nice to get her on. I think we need to do one for the shop. But yes, the Natasha Hornby is on there at 50% off. Oh, Sue, what have you done? You've treated yourself to the Astery. Yes, does look nice, doesn't it? Many on there. And Emmy says, yeah, love Mark Roseboom. Yes, it does some phenomenal crochet stuff too. Jay, he's just back on to watch the Emotional Support Chook. Was in the top 10 because we were all checking. Yeah, yes. Yeah, which nicely put, James. We're now going to move on to that as well. Susan says, hey, Susan, good to see you. Love number 8 and 1. Very classic. Yeah, it's do love Ravelry. The more I get into it, the more I realise what a phenomenal resource. And you can choose how much you want to get involved with it as you want, whether you just use it for patterns and finding something, or yarn replacements, or yarn info, or you go into the community. Now, I don't do anything in the community. Knit Nata Sue here, Curly Sue does, and she's taught me so much about what's available there. You can find your own people, your own tribe who you want to hang out with. Blog posts, that's what I've got to get better at, Sue. And I know you keep you keep saying, right, you've got to post about this, you've got to post about that, because it is such a valuable form. So if you can post your project and put pictures on there, this is what you've made, and then maybe put the notes on and say what additions, tweaks you made. I need to do that with my in stillness too, but it feels like another job. You kind of need to do it as you go along, but yes, it then becomes a valuable resource because I'm using it, so I should put back into it. Because when you're looking for a new pattern to make, you go to patterns, you find out what other people have done, you click on projects, and then you can see everyone's different colorways and which yarn they used and how they changed the colors, and then yes, you can then see what notes they wrote, which is a huge help, especially if they've written, oh, don't do this or cut this bit out. It is a phenomenal resource. Oh, James says, I'm getting the artist shawl. Lovely. Now I need to go back and now have a look at that one. Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Oh, fabulous. Okay, right, let's finish off the last 5 minutes just recapping where we are at with the good old Olympic chickens. This is the pattern, which I know many of you've seen it. This is Ravelry, as we've talked about, and the emotional support chicken. And if this works, sometimes this plays up. Is that going to work? Chicken there. Right, I'm just going to push this button. Oh, it really is annoying sometimes. There we go. Yes, got it now. And you can scroll through, you can purchase the pattern. It's been updated as well. There's tweaks to the pattern. That should have been emailed out to you via Ravelry. It's got the link to the tutorial, which is very, very helpful. It is wonderful. So what are we doing with these Olympic chickens? So we had the chickens in for an Easter window display, and they went down wonderfully well. Everyone was stopping, going, oh, look at them, look at them. And we had them made. And if I just... Here we go. Fabulous. And then little version, just done with a different weight yarn, and we had them in the window. And as I say, I was then thinking of what to do for the next window display. So I was looking at the calendar of things coming up, and then I saw the Olympics, completely forgot the Olympics were coming up. So then I started thinking about what we're going to do for the window display. We've got to have something Olympic for the Olympics, and then the ideas just collided. Let's have chickens, but rather than using the pattern and just some yarn, let's do it for the nations. So that's it. Olympic chickens in the colour of a nation, of any nation. And then I thought, well, why don't we talk about it on YouTube and see if you lot, our wonderful community, want to help. And so we did an impromptu live, which went on for about 45 minutes, explaining it all. Fizz will drop the link into that YouTube video. It's already done, brilliant. Where we take much longer, because I knew in the Woolpatch Show we would never be able to do that in 10 minutes into a little 15-minute segment. Hence why we're just doing a little recap here at the end. And then we explain all about it and this idea of, well, there are 205 nations, or National Olympic Committees, they're called. And so, will we get 205? I don't think so, but it doesn't matter. But it's all about having fun and doing it. I can tell you now, should we have a grand reveal? Because Fizz has got the form. When you choose a chicken. I can't do it live on here, but there's just a simple Google form. It does not collect any data at all. You haven't got to give an email address, you haven't got to give a name or anything. All you do is you go to that form, which gives you links to the patterns, and it gives you links to the YouTube tutorial, and it also gives you the links to the flags, so you can see, oh, I wonder what flag that looks like, or what nation that looks like. But at the bottom, there's a little drop-down menu, and you can choose your nation, and then all you have to do is choose it from that massive 200, well, it's not 205 list now, but when you choose the nation and then you click submit, this clever Google form takes it off. So whoever then is looking at it next will see one less nation. Well, we've only started it last week. We announced it last Sunday, this idea, and during the week at my Knit and Natters. And from a list of 205, we have, Fizz is going to tell me in my ear. Say again, Fizz? There's 163 left. 42 nations have been picked by you and our Knit and Natterers to be knitted or crocheted. That is marvellous. 42 of them. It's going to be great. And all the different nations' colours. And as I said, I'm doing Italy. So let's just go to this pile of mess here. That's the schedule, which is now well and truly out of the way. So I'm doing Italy. And Italy's flag is 3 colours, green, white and red. And I thought, you know what, I'll simply do it like that. So, let's come back to me here. So red, and I won't do these patterns because I don't need that. I'll have the red and then start the white nice and clean and go white. And I'm still not decided whether I'll go green on that short row. Oh, how do I go backwards? That short row shaping and then do green upwards. I might still do this whole bit white and start the green at the neck here. But that's the beauty of the project. It's creative. It's not too creative where it will cause too much brain power, but just enough to be, oh, I'm gonna try this and see how it goes. So as you can see, so there we are. So it's knitted flat. The tails are knitted flat and then joined together. So when you fold it, it looks like that. So there's my red, and you can see I've picked up my stitches. Look how neat that is. Even if I do say so myself. There. So it really is a great skill developer pattern because it's not too overwhelming. So it really helps you practice your pickup stitches or practice your sewing up. So it's, but not to be too overbearing. And you know, some toys are too fiddly, aren't they? Especially those fabulous Toft crochet toys. I'm like, oh God, that's all these different parts, all these small amount of stitches, decreases, increases. No, you then just have that fun shaping. And as you can see, that's where I'm up to now. I'm up to that bit where you start going lots of short rows that way, and then you come back and then you do the short rows going that way. So that's where we are. And I know many of you watched last week and you have chosen your countries. If you can pop them in the chat right now, live people, if you're still here watching, pop it in saying, I'm doing this nation. If you're on a mobile phone, you might even be able to find the flag in the emoji slot. Drop in a flag too. That would be great. I know many of you wrote at the beginning what you're doing. If you're watching on catch up and you're still watching, can you write down in the comments below what country you are doing? On Instagram, if you do Instagram, it would be lovely to see your progress pictures. Again, tag me on Instagram. We have a hashtag, not that I'm really up with it. You could do Olympic chickens, but I'm also a firm believer in supporting the designer because we're having so much fun thanks to Annette Cosino. So please use the hashtag. I've put Olympic emotional support chicken. Because it's her pattern, we're paying for her pattern, everyone is paying for her pattern. So emotional support chicken. So you could do hashtag Olympic emotional support chicken. And boy, that's a long thing to write. Or just tag me in it and I'll spread them round. I'm going to go to our local news department, the newspaper East Anglian Daily Times, to see if they want to run a story on it. Because at the end of it, we want to then donate them to charities who can take them, whether that's elderly people in care homes that could do with cuddling something or holding something. I don't know how well they'll go down for, like there was a craze where people wanted fiddle. Is that the term, fiddle blankets? That terminology, I can't remember what it was called, for people suffering from dementia. And even kids, but I'm not too sure about the safety element because of the eyes, even though I know they're on safety. I don't know what about the laws and stuff, but I'll put felt behind it of the eyes. But I'll speak to the charities and see if they want them. But we're not going to keep them. They're not going to go into the garage and stay in the garage. Oh boy. I went into the garage earlier to start clearing up. Oh, I've seen so much more fabric and I've seen so much more haberdashery. So sewing people, Sew Natasha, Karen from Wigan, keep an eye out because it's just got to go. I saw some beautiful sew line scissors in there that just never sold. Some pinking shears. Some all sorts, so that they're going to be drop down prices, so that's going to be a summer bonanza. Right, let's go through because that's given you time to write down. James says, finish off before we then try the ad, okay? Of course, the colours may not match the country flag. Here in New Zealand, our flag is red, white and blue, but our athletes wear black and silver. So my athletic chook will be black. Absolutely. So when you look on the Olympic website, it will have the National Olympic Committee's logo of each nation, and then of course their actual flag. So you can be as creative as you like, because sometimes the National Olympic Committee, each different 200 odd National Olympic Committee will have their own logo as well as then the nation's flag. So absolutely, and this is where it's going to be creative. Margaret, that was the first time. Yes. And did you enjoy it? Because it was my first time doing it in an intense project. Before, I just did it on a Stephen West jumper where I did 3 or 4 rows here and then boom, done, never to come back to it again. So it's helped literally reinforce what a short row is, and to see it happening, like seeing the shaping growing and going, oh my word, that's what short rows do. Make one left and make one right changes your fabric horizontally, doesn't it? Like that or like that. But the short rows change it vertically, which is hard to show, if you get me. So welcome to the world of short rows, Margaret. Emmy is doing Canada, fab. Sue doing Lithuania. Lois, yes, that's what I was just talking about. So you're crocheting the Toft Devil and the things that I can imagine. But they do look something else, don't they? But yes, they are fiddly. I can do it. Full respect to you doing it. Karen, you're doing New Zealand. James, you did tell me. I can't see what that one is. Tonga, yes. I may just give this chook a go and go on, do it. The tutorial's great. There's no time rush. You've got till mid-July. And if you don't want to sew it up, that's led nicely onto that, Jennifer. If you don't want to sew it up, you can send it to the shop flat. So don't sew him up. Send him flat like that. Fold it in half. Don't forget to put the little, the bottom bit in, because each chicken has a little eye shape bottom. And then we'll sew it up at the shop, and we'll stuff it, sew it up, and put the eyes in. So, you know, it's even less work from that point of view. Margaret, Dominica, 6 colours. That's going to be great. Can't wait to see how you interpret those and show those 6 colours. Oh yes, Tonga, thank you. Jan is doing Netherlands. Hey Terry, the Virgin Islands. See, that's one thing when I was looking at the list. I'm looking at countries nations I'd never even heard of, and I have no clue where they are. So I've learned an awful lot. Barbados. Oh yes, yours will be red and white. Bahamas, great one, JB. Oh, that's it. Exactly it. Oh, and fidget spinners, thank you. Ooh, I'm liking this. Ooh, I know, more fabric and bonanza prices, because it's just got to go, because it's not doing anything in the garage, and I literally cannot sell it anywhere else. So bargain prices for people. I'll do some sort of selly telly. Yeah, it will be a special summer one. So keep your eye on that, because I'll have to sort it all out. Sue, I'm trying to work out a vest as the flag stripes are horizontal. Oh yes, athletes do. Oh my god, it'd be like a posh, like a chicken, like a country chicken with his tweed. His tweed vest on. That's going to be fab. Oh, Sue, you're so clever. Fantastic doing short rows. Who knew it was this amazing? I know. Yeah, and that's where it becomes addictive, because you make it and you see this creation happening in front of you, and with I think little effort. So there we go. So that's the Olympics support chicken. The Olympic emotional support chicken. And the form is pinned to the top of the chat, so you can click on it now and see which countries are gone. If you're watching on catch up, then yes, that number will have changed, I'm sure. So when you click on that drop down box, they're the ones left to choose if you'd like to get into it. As I say, it's going to make for a fabulous window display. Probably too many chickens, but I'm going to speak to the shops down the road, and we might even have, get this for an idea, like a chicken hunt. So if I've got too many chickens to go in my window, we could, like, for the week before the Olympics, you could come to Melford, like we did with the can you remember the Edwardian mice hunt that we did, Fizz? You could come to Melford to... The kids would love that. You've got to find, how many chickens can you find? And if you get the right amount, you win a prize. The kids would love that. And it might draw in some customers to the shop. There we go. Right, 1:30. That went on for an hour and a half. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's always great chatting to you. I love what you get up to in the chat there. Oh, look at that. Look, an hour and a half, and TJ's popped in. Good to see you, TJ. How are you? The community is wonderful. The community online is wonderful. When you watch on catch up, I know many of you watch on catch up. And you then put in the comments below on catch up that you've watched it. Means a lot. And I know you out there, you're sat there and you're just enjoying it. You don't tap away, you don't comment, no problems at all. You just literally sit there and watch it. Oh, I need to say brilliant. That's it. I haven't said brilliant enough for Jane. So Jane, if you're still watching, Jane writes fabulous messages, and she said she likes the way us Brits say brilliant. So brilliant, Jane. Thank you for watching. Your comments mean a lot. She watches and then types when the show is on replay and types in the chat, the comment chat. But I know many of you just like to watch. You don't have to comment whatsoever. Right, so now we're going to finish. We're now going to finish the show, okay? And we're going to say, oh, look at this. Daniel too. Did you watch it all? Because I think you were going out, weren't you? So I met Daniel when we went up to Warrington, and he was, so, you know, John, so can I go back to this? So now we're going off one. So here we go. It was here, wasn't it? So John, where's the picture? Me and my buttons. Right. So John has the earpiece, much more professional than mine, because mine keeps getting stuck. You're going to have to tell me about that. So On Air Media is chatting to John in his earpiece like I've got fizz in my earpiece. Oh dear. The things that you get up to in the earpieces is amazing. I know, we don't have those fancy cameras, do we? But yes, it was, where are you? A brilliant show. Thank you very much. It was great meeting you. And I was like a kid in a candy shop looking around your place, as you know. I've told you many times, great. And I hope the flooring goes down. They're having new flooring put down in. But anyway, right, let's check the ad. Oh, let's get rid of John. And I've got an annoying thing on my lip. Right, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to, and now you've fallen out of my ear completely. I'm going to press this ad button right now. Some of you may see an ad, and some of you may see me still saying goodbye and playing the credits to play out. Either way, it helps the shop and it helps everything in turn. So very much, I'm going to press it now. Here we go. Insert ad. Who's seeing an ad? Who's seeing me at all? If you're still watching, you can say, oh, I've not seen an ad. I've not seen an ad. Otherwise, I'm going to the credits and I'm going to push this button here. Thanks, everyone. See you in a month. See shop subscribers in 2 weeks' time. And everyone else, see you in a month. Enjoyed it. It's fascinating, especially seeing James's shop too. Thanks, everyone. See you later. Ta-ra.